Life was a series of tactical maneuvers designed to ensure he never woke up next to the same person twice if he could help it. However, today, he looked uncharacteristically bothered. He kept adjusting his tie, his usual mask of supreme confidence slightly askew. "I've got a question for you guys," Russell said, leaning in. "Do you think I'm pale?" Jeff didn't even hesitate. He took a sip of coffee and looked Russell dead in the eye. "Yes, you're almost translucent. If you stood in front of a white wall, you'd be a floating suit. You're less man and more concept of light." Russell ignored the jab, though he did touch his cheek reflexively. "There's a school near the newsstand where I buy the Times. You read the Post," Audrey corrected, her fork poised over her fruit cup. "Can I just tell the story?" Russell snapped. "Anyway, there's this new teacher looking over recess. Gorgeous, leggy, intellectual. Everything I pretend to be interested in for 30 minutes. Today, we made eye contact. She gave me the look. You know the look. The "I see you, you mysterious stranger" look. The look of someone wondering why a grown man is lurking near a playground with a newspaper he doesn't read. Jeff suggested. "The look of attraction," Russell insisted. So I walk over to break the ice. Start with a little witty banter about the curriculum, and some jerk starts insulting me out of nowhere. Threw off my entire game. "Who was it?" Audrey asked, genuinely curious. "Another teacher, a jealous principal, a custodian with a grudge." Russell looked down at his espresso as if it held the secrets to his humiliation. "Nah, it was a punk." "A punk?" Jeff chuckled. "What? Like a teenager in a leather jacket?" "Smallerish," Russell admitted, his voice dropping an octave. "Quite mean. Called me things like milk face and albino boy. Said the pigment factory called and my application was denied. It was surprisingly biting for someone who hasn't hit puberty. The kid had timing. Jeff, he had a sense of pacing." Jeff erupted in a rare, genuine belly laugh. "Pigment factory. That kid's a genius. I wish I'd thought of that. I usually just go with sissy man or short stack. This kid is operating on a whole different level of psychological warfare." "Thank you, Jeff," Russell said dryly. "Your support is like a warm blanket made of cactus. I feel much the same." While Russell plotted his revenge against a 10-year-old, the scene shifted to the Bingham apartment later that afternoon. Jeff was nursing a twinge in his shoulder, the kind of injury men over 35 get simply by breathing too aggressively or reaching for the remote at a weird angle. Jennifer had dropped by to deliver Adam's free sweatshirt. It was, as predicted, irregular. It had no face hole, a hood that seemed to be sewn on backwards, and one sleeve that was for inches longer than the other. "It's perfect," Jeff said, staring at the gray blob of fabric. "I'll wear it when I want to feel like a giant, soft rock, or a very depressed monk." "Hey, while you're here, Jen," Audrey said, "can you help me move the couch back onto the rug? Jeff's twinge has rendered him useless, much like the sweatshirt. Glad to help. Jennifer said she was a ray of sunshine, a very strong, athletic ray of sunshine who could probably bench press Jeff. After the furniture was moved, she noticed Jeff wincing as he tried to adjust his posture. "Oh, Jeff, I'm so sorry. Let me massage that shoulder. I studied therapeutic massage for a summer after college. I know exactly where the pressure points are." Jeff stood stiffly. "I'm not a big people touching me guy, Jen. I prefer my personal space to be void of human contact, punctuated only by the occasional high five or a firm handshake from a distance." "Nonsense," Jennifer insisted, her hands already finding the knot. "I know what I'm doing. Just relax." Jeff surrendered. And then something happened. Jennifer's hands were skilled. The tension didn't just leave his shoulder. It was replaced by a physiological response that Jeff found deeply inconvenient and highly alarming. "Oh," Jeff whispered, his eyes widening as he stared at a spot on the wall. "The knots definitely disappearing, along with my dignity. See?" Jennifer smiled, blissfully unaware of the internal crisis brewing in Jeff's midsection. "If I ever get tired of graphic design, I could do this for a living. You're like putty in my hands." As soon as she left, Jeff sat in a stunned, guilty silence. It was a physiological response. Innocent. Accidental. A betrayal by his own biology. But explaining that to Audrey was like trying to explain to a cat why you accidentally stepped on its tail. The intent didn't matter, only the perceived betrayal. Chapter 3: The Maybelline Girl. Russell's quest for the teacher's heart required him to bypass the gatekeeper, the playground bully. He recruited Adam as backup, mostly because Adam looked like the kind of person a child would instinctively trust or at least find confusing enough to distract. "Check the perimeter, Adam," Russell whispered as they approached the chain-link fence. The air smelled of wood chips and juice boxes. "See the target?" "You mean the kid in the Red Sox cap?" Adam asked. "He's eating a Go-Gurt, Russell. He's 10. He has a Dora the Explorer lunchbox. He's not a threat. That Go-Gurt is a weapon in his hands. It's pressurized dairy." Russell hissed. "Don't underestimate him. He has the eyes of a cold-blooded killer." Suddenly, the boy appeared. Bronson. A pint-sized terror with the soul of a veteran insult comic. He leaned against the fence with an air of supreme boredom. "Ah, if it isn't Snow White," Bronson chirped, looking Russell up and down. "Back for more. Did you bring your boyfriend to protect you?" He pointed a sticky finger at Adam. Adam smiled nervously, trying to be the adult in the situation. "Actually, I'm his friend. I'm Adam. We're just enjoying the fresh air." "You're pretty enough," Bronson said, squinting at Adam's face. "What did you use in your hair?" "To cans of mousse. You look like you're ready for a prom at a dollhouse." "Dime-sized dollop of gel," Adam corrected proudly, patting his perfectly coiffed hair. "The recommended amount by the manufacturer." "What? Do you keep it in your purse?" Bronson shot back. Would you like some lotion for those dainty hands? You look like you've never lifted anything heavier than a latte. I only use lotion because I have combination skin," Adam shouted, his voice cracking slightly under the pressure. "It's a dermatological necessity. Yeah, a combination of girl and sissy